Hi, it's Trisha, and I'm back in town, and these are the trades I took today, Monday, February 23rd. I took two trades, and I used two setups using three charts with indicators requiring confirmation for me to get in a trade. And you need to have a reason to jump in a trade. Just because the market's moving down, you still have to have a spot to jump on. So I just want to point that out. We all feel like sometimes we're missing the boat, but, unfortunately, you still have to have a place to jump on. You just can't jump on. You have to have a reason. So anyway, you can go to www.easyemintrade.com and check those out. I actually took two scalp trades today. One was a winner and one was a loser, and I'm going to point those out as well as a couple other trades as well. I wanted to show you this one that was occurring at about 9:44 or thereabouts. I didn't mark the time on here. Sorry about that. But you have, I'm going to move over here just a little bit. You have price coming up. It's a pullback here. You have price coming up, but you still have the indicator going down. So this is actually, divergence. So you have your scalp occurring here, and your trend indicator is above 20, so all is in alignment there. And this right here, where we have this highlighted circle, is where the trade is occurring. And we are below both moving averages. However, we've got the close from Friday right there. So really, you need to wait for, at least I need to wait for it to break through there and then look for a setup. Because as I've pointed out before, you're usually going to get hung up in that area. And sometimes you don't, but, that's just an area that I'm going to be aware of. And you can see I've got it marked on the smaller tick chart as well, right where I've got this arrow. So, you would have got in here, thereabouts, and the close from Friday is right there. So you can see you kind of come down, bounce up, come down, bounce up, come down, bounce up. So, best to just wait until it actually breaks through that area. This is a trade that I took at 10:13, and you have price going sideways, and even though you do have price and then it comes down and up and down and up, it still keeps coming up to the same resistance point. So you can see that we're coming back up to this resistance point here, but the trend indicator is going down. So that's divergence, because the trend indicator is not coming up to where it previously was in relation to the price. So that's divergence. So we have our scalp indicator setting up. Our trend indicator is above 20, so we can take that. And so I got in at 765.25, and this is the bar over here on our longer tick chart where it's setting up. So we're below both moving averages. And start out with my 2-point stop, and I moved it just above here, a quarter above here, and got stopped out over here for a loss of 1.25. So that's just the way it goes. The next trade I took is about 10 minutes after I got out of the last trade that I just showed you, and that was about 10:30. We've got price going sideways, meaning it keeps coming up to this reference point, and the trend indicator, our indicator here is going down, so that's divergence. Our trend indicator is actually right here on the second arrow, and I would just advise you to be cautious, because at this point it's at 49. So you want to be cautious, because chances are when it gets to that extreme, the trend is probably going to either just go sideways in the way of our price going sideways, or actually go against us. So that's just something to be aware of when we get to those extremes. So it's still rising, so I've decided to take it, but I'm very leery of it just because it is extreme. It's at just about 50. So I got in at 764.75 and got filled over here on the bars over here, and actually moved my stop to above this area here, quarter above this area here, and got stopped out up here at 762.25 for a gain of 2.5. And this was the bar here that it was setting up on, still below both moving averages. So that was okay to take. And I wanted to show you this at 10:58, and price is still okay. It's below both moving averages over here in our longer tick chart. We have price going higher, indicator going lower, so we have divergence, and we have our scalp indicator setting up. But here's what concerns me. Our trend indicator is pretty extreme. It's above 50, and it's kind of going sideways here where we're getting this entry point. So it came from going down, and now it's going sideways right here. So, I would be a little bit leery of that, just because of it being so extreme. Chances are it's going to go sideways or pull back. So, best to just wait and see what happens in that instance. And I did, as you can see, that's kind of just what it did. It just went up and down, up and down, up and down. It didn't really go anywhere after that point, until much later, until, we broke the low from Friday. It went a little bit lower. And then, didn't really do anything extreme until, this bar here where we had this break of the trend line, but we didn't have a setup occur. So, even taking the setup off the longer tick chart, when we drill down to our smaller tick chart, there wasn't a setup. So those are the only two trades that I took today. And so those are the only two trades that I took today. I had a scalp trade and I lost 1 1/4, and then I had a scalp trade for a gain of 2 1/2 for a net gain of 1 1/4. So anyway, that's how I trade, and definitely conservative, but it works for me. You can go to www.easyminitrade.com.